I'm currently at the country house in Dalarna, not the country house I used to move to. I'm here because I had to go back to Stockholm and work my last shift at work before I could officially leave that behind me. And then I have my photo course that is gonna start on next Friday. But between the end of my work and the beginning of my course, I just felt like I had to leave the city. I felt so bad being back. In a way, it was a good reminder of why I moved, and it gave me so much clarity of why and how right my decision was to move. Because being back there, I felt just so extremely claustrophobic. Wherever I went, it felt like the whole world was just getting closer and closer and closer to me, and I just couldn't run away from it. Because wherever I went, there were just more buildings and people and traffic. So I just couldn't stand it anymore. And something I really realized being back is how that kind of environment really make me do stuff that is not good for me. In a lot of different ways. I eat way more sugar. And I go out on Instagram and scroll that feed and close it because that gave me anxiety, and then I just open it up again because I'm hoping it would make me feel better. This time I'm hoping it will distract me from that claustrophobic feeling I had. But every time I open it up, it was just even more anxiety. And people trying to sell me products, and it was just chaos. But I kept doing those self-destructive things, going out on social media and eating sugar, and I just felt like my creativity was just so not there. And that kind of made me realize how sad it is what capitalism has done with us. People often say that capitalism or the market forces creativity, but I say it halts it. True creativity, for me, can never be forced. Creativity, for me, comes from within. It comes from a place where our mind and body is in balance. How are people supposed to be creative when they're worrying about rent? How are people supposed to be creative when they're just one bad month away from being homeless? How on earth are there supposed to be room and space for creativity in someone's mind and soul when there are parking spots out there that make more money an hour than people do? How are those people that make less money than a parking lot supposed to ever have time to create something? Of course, being in a situation where you struggle can give you ideas that you want to write about or make a movie about or whatever, write a song about. But in order for you to then actually go through with it, you need time and space where your mind and body is in balance. At least that's how I work. Like I said, I realize the city is a place a lot of people love. But this is my channel, and I'm talking about things from my perspective. And through my eyes, greed is standing in the way of creativity. I think that's why so many people can look back at their childhood and think, oh, everything was so much fun and all the imagination I had, it was fantastic. I think what happened was that then you had to grow up and you got forced into survival mode. As a kid, our parents protected us from that survival mode. And that's why we can look back at our childhood and think that it was such a magical time. And it just makes me so sad that we have come to a point where AI create art and music, while so many of us, people, human beings, work for minimum wage. Take the US for an example, where millions of people are working for $7 an hour. And I see this so much in social media as well. So many people are trying to chase the algorithm in order to succeed. But what happens if you're chasing the algorithm is that you end up creating what everybody else is creating. You're not really creating what you want to create, which in my words is a lack of creativity. So chasing this algorithm in order to, I guess, pay your bills or whatever is halting creativity on social media as well. And I'm definitely guilty of that myself. But I really don't want to try to chase that algorithm anymore. It doesn't feel right for me personally. I had to change the settings on the camera because it's getting darker. But those are some of my thoughts. I'm sorry that I just rabble on, but those were some of my observations and thoughts being back in the city after my move to the country house. Since I have now distanced myself from that environment after my move, it was really hard to go back and see that people are still struggling and have no room to live. I'm just so thankful that I don't have to go back there after my photo course has started. That I will get to be in a place like this. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching me ramble on. And I also want to welcome all the new viewers. I know I have gotten a lot of new viewers the last few weeks, so welcome to my channel. Now I think I'm gonna go for a swim. Oh my god, now there's gonna be tons of mosquitoes. And I have no towel.